beauty of this deck is there's so many things you can do. Sometimes you just need to roll with it. Welcome back, crew. We have Ace again today. This is a little bit different, not too different though. Our focus of this deck here is going to be at the local level. So I did have a request, can I do an Ace for a locals build? And this is it. Here you go. Check out the deck list, grab it, get those cards all together, head down to your locals. Maybe watch this video first. Now, I do often talk about decks for locals and decks for competitions. I think the biggest distinction between the two is consistency. This deck has a lot going on, and it's why I'm saying it's not built for competition, because it is trying to do too many things. The cool thing about this though, for a locals though, is yes, it may fail, but what it can do is have a good matchup into any deck. I'm going to say it, any deck, this can have a good matchup into. Now, we're going for two distinct lines. Oh, one other thing. The other thing I did consider with this deck is to make it budget friendly. So I'm not sure about how this Ace and this Otama is going to fare, but they are both rare cards, so I do expect they will be cheap. Can't guarantee anything because PRB 02 is not out just yet. Give it a week and we will have these cards. I do expect they're all going to be relatively cheap though. You should be able to pick up a playset for under $10 of each. And a lot of these other cards you should have laying around. Hiyori is a little bit more on the pricier side, but you should have Hiyoris. Get you Hiyoris if you're going to play this deck or play this leader in any form, because you need Hiyori. So let's talk about the two lines we're going to take. But before we do that, if you do want to just jump ahead straight to the games, I've got three lined up for you. The first two, we're playing one line. The third game, we're going to play the other line. So the first line we're going to look at is the PRB Ace line. So PRB Ace line is really utilizing these kid aces to buff up your leader to become a 7k leader, and you're effectively able to do it turn after turn. What I don't demonstrate in this build is the combo between Oden and PRB Ace. So you can effectively loop this to become infinite if you do run this this loop. So I sort of veered away from running the Oden and the PRB together because the Oden is our other distinct line, and it's very hard to get the right curve where you play this out, then this one out, and they sort of serve similar purposes. That, you know, you're either trying to get a solo character smashing down their board, or you're just trying to go for this aggressive early win. They sort of serve two different purposes, so playing them both at once isn't always advantageous. However, as I just said, you can play this loop, and if you haven't seen this loop, I'll link the video just up here so you can see how that loop is played. Now with this Ace build, our curve that we're sort of going for is we want to get a healer up first. Having the Sanji or the Hiyori is great. So our turn one is either going to be playing out Sanji or playing out Ace. Turn two, if we found the Sanji, we're going to use that Sanji effect. If we didn't get the Sanji, we want to go on turn two for the Hiyori. And the Hiyori is great because we can place an Ace on top of our deck in preparation for our next turn. Not necessarily the best thing. Maybe you want to save this Hiyori for later in the game to guarantee the effect, but it is something we could do. If we are playing the Sanji line, so Sanji line is probably our most preferred line. So turn one, play the Sanji. Turn two, you do a Sanji and Ace effect here. So play your 2 Don on Ace, find a card, then put it to the top of your life. Use Sanji, attack, put that card into your hand, put one on top of your life. You've completed a heal. You're now on 5 life. And then follow the attacker with a 7k. Your turn 2 is a very effective one. Turn 3, you probably lost the Sanji. Then we might be going for a heal with a Charlie, or you might be starting the move and playing down this ace. And if you can do that, you've only got the one attack this turn. It's going to be a massive attack. You're going to take an additional life, and this can be really effective if they took the first 2 hits on that last turn. That now you're hitting their 3rd life, and they're not going to be able to stop it because you play this down. You establish a 5 cost on the board. You become a 9k leader, and you're just smashing him in the face. I mean 11 because you still got 2 Don left. I mean that last 2 Don, you might play one of these onto the board in preparation for later, or you may just smash them for 11 if they've got no blockers up and take that last life. So that is turn 3. Turn 4, we're now looking at throwing Don on this, playing this down, grabbing one of these back, then playing that ace that we find from this effect onto the board. We've established another ace here. We're establishing a really strong board while maintaining this 7k line. And from there, you're just trying to find these cards to continue that effect. And trust me, you've built enough pressure, you've applied enough pressure to their life that the game will end surely soonly after that. The other line is the Oden line. The Oden line is very straightforward too. We start with the Sanji. We're going for some heals early until we can play this Oden. Once we can establish Oden, it is a very simple process of, if you've got enough life, you can play Otama and hit big with Oden. If you don't have enough life, you use a healer like the Hiyori or the Charlie and heal a life while maintaining pressure on the board with Oden. That's as simple as that goes, and you can just keep hitting him like that. We've got a couple of other cards in the deck to assist us along the way. We're running a bunch of aces. We're only running, I think it is 20 cards. We're running 25 costs, which we need to be able to hit the effect, but we're only running 16 aces. So do prioritize finding Satori at the start if you're not playing this straight away, saving these aces for later. That's if you're playing this PRB line. If you're not playing the PRB line, it doesn't matter what you find. You're just going to heal anything. We have 2 KO engines here, which we can find off this ace. Now, I do want to mention we could possibly change our ratios here and go for 2 Charlie, 4 Hiyori. It helps us with this here. It gives us an extra counter. I like Charlie because Charlie helps us find the things that we need. So I'm prioritizing Charlie just because it helps us more with our Oden line. What else can I say? We've got 3 puddings. Pudding's great. 3 events. These events are great. They're to disrupt. Everything else is part of our plan. This is the deck. Let's jump into some games and see how this is run. All right, we have Rayleigh. We're going to take second when we can. Awful looking hand. Let's clear that one away. We got the Sanji. We have this combo here. We might just go for this ace combo. Beauty of this deck is there's so many things you can do. Sometimes you just need to roll with it. And I feel as though either option would be good against Rayleigh. So when I say either option, we're really talking about Oden or Ace here, this Ace. And there are 2 different lines that we can take. So start with the Sanji, looking for that heal, and we're going to quickly convert into going down this Ace line shortly after. So I would sort of look to heal just the once, and then on that following turn when we got 6 Don, probably just going for this Ace play here, boosting up our leader, and then the following turn we can then, on our 8 Don turn, we can play this one out because we need at least 7 Don to be able to buff up our leader, have a upright card, a face-up card in our life for this one to take effect. So in terms of sequencing turns, our curve rather, having the Sanji play next turn, Ace the following turn, this Ace the turn after that, and then we're into our 10 Don turn. That's when everything's going down, and hopefully we can just keep chaining this card here in order to stay buffed and out of range of a lot of this Rayleigh's attacks. So not going to take one early. We're not going to need this Ace here, so ditch that one. And we should be ready to roll. Alright, so we'll do our Sanji thing. Finding a... We'll go for the 2K. Hit into this, take the top. There's going to be no point trying to keep this one against a wide board. And this is great that they took that because it means 2 cards are lost or another life. And we got that life. So pass it on. 6 cards versus 9. They've obviously got a massive hand here. Another potential play this turn could be a pudding if we were to find it. Depending on how much they put out here. Okay, so they only get the 1 card out. Doing a pudding into an 8 card hand would be good. Okay. 7 card. I feel as though we still go with our original plan with 7 in hand. No cards to draw. Okay. Beefing this one here up. Just trying to figure out, they're doing 6 into 3. Interesting. Maybe they thought we wanted to keep it. Because yeah, why not just do a 5 into the 3 instead? And that's okay. We got our 2K last turn. Trying to just reserve a little bit of this. And that's all they're doing. Okay. So we want to play this card out. We're going to have a bunch of Don. We missed here. We missed. That is a whiff. That is a whiff. What we could do is just not sure if it's worth playing the Otama here. I'm going to anyway, just because I can bring this to hand. It's a 2K, it's a 2K. Might not be the worst thing. Just going to play this out. Becomes a pseudo blocker, so I guess there is a little bit of value here. Take that, beef up our leader, and we're still going to place this down. And we just want to send all of this into Rayleigh, take another life here, accelerate the pace of this game. Ace down, and hopefully we find one next turn. So we're going to have a bunch hitting us in the face this turn, which is unfortunate because being a 7 would have been really, really good. You know, what we might try and do, we don't know what the top card is. There's every chance I might try and, I don't know, risk it. So if we were to use our ace leader to risk this top card, sorry, ace kid to risk this top card, what we could potentially do is become a 9k leader next turn if this were an ace. At the worst, we'd be a 7 and we'd find out what that top card is. But, I mean, they're going to hit us for a couple right now anyway. Just means if I'm 9, I can survive this wide board and put enough pressure on them to present lethal. But yeah, having this massive hand is not great for us. So if we were to find a pudding, I would opt for becoming a 7k and doing a pudding this turn. So let's see, how are they gonna attack into us here? I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they do a buggy into this Otama, into the Otama here. They got a mulgun as well. Can't mulgun this turn. All right, 7 at face. This will be another 7 at face. I think we stop this one. Three into Otama. Okay. They can still activate main if they want. Ooh. I think I should defend this one as well, and then we'll take the next one. I'd trigger it if I had more on board. But, you know, I can already attack. I mean, I already can't attack all their rested ones, so... Alright. Another whiff. Another whiff. This is the problem with this deck, is the consistency. Having all the tools, you lose consistency. So... how are we going to do this? I guess we're going to risk something here. We trash this character when we activate main. So what we're going to do is attack with it first. And this one has more utility. So that's equal. That's 2 over. I'm just going to go 4 over. And in fact, if I attack face here instead, could that be better? Could that be better? I'm going to attack face. So we don't have much going for us anyway. At least this gets rid of one of their 0 costs. And you know, if we can pull out just winging it, if we can find a ace here, we'd be pretty happy. Okay, 0, one more card. Okay. All right. No dice. No dice. We'll still go in for the attack though. Doubling down here, just trying to get rid of a life here. Now, Otama is at the top. We can rest something here. And I think we probably need to, so we don't risk getting KO'd. So if we were to rest one of these, they've still got 2 of these 0 costs here. It's a strong one as well. They have to rest a Don to get that extra 1,000 though. So let's see if they leave any Don up at this end of this turn. I guess they're contemplating right now whether they go for it. And just doing a little test here. We defend it. They've got nothing else to go for, so they may as well. Now we can rest, and if we rest this here, see, I'm inclined to do it on this one just so they've wasted their Don. But this one has plus 2,000, so I might use it on that instead. So rest up, a rest at 4 costs, use trigger, dropping this one. Now they can't take us out. But what we could do is trigger something. So we should, in case we find the Satori, because if we do get Satori, if we get Satori, I don't think we're still getting through. So let's counter out. And remember, they've got the 2 events here as well. So the 0 cost. So they want to leave Don up. They haven't left Don up. Going in for the Zoro, and they do get the hit. All right, well, let's see. Are we going to whiff again? Almost whiffed. Heal? No. No, we don't heal this one. This is the one where we need to. Although what I could have done, which would have been better, is having a blocker. Having a blocker would have been good. And I still can actually. So what we can do is Hiyori down, swap this one for this here. Are we going to do that? We lose 1k in counter, but we get a better board. So let's do that. And we'll place on top. We'll go for this one and then this one. And we've only got one here. So we want to take down something here if we can. And I think we're on 9. I think we just go for one of these. So a 5k I think is going to be good. I've got 2. I'm just wondering, yeah, I should be able to get a 5k. I don't know if I can get the 6. We know 2 of these are events, so there's only 4 cards left. All right. We can block 1. We can take 1. We need to defend 3 with 2 cards. Which is unlikely. But having the blocker is going to be useful because it means they can't just throw everything at one attack. And I mean, how much Don can they? They've just done the plus 2,000 here. They can do, is it plus 2,000 on each of these? Give one rest to Don. No. So they're going to KO this, I'm guessing. They didn't KO. They've gone for unblockable. Sorry. And they've just deployed this as well. All right. This is all a little bit scary right now. So that can't do anything. Not sure what that's about. I mean, why not just use it, right? This one is big. I can stop this. So the question is, do I stop that one? This here has 3 on it. They haven't done the Luffy effect, so there's still 2 more Don to come on. And they're going to have to put 1 on each, I think. Power of 3,000 or less from your hand. Then give 1 rested Don to your leader or one of your characters. So these can become 7. This can't hit. I can stop this one. But what I want to do is not stop that one. I'm just going to block this one out. Use these 2 cards to stop these 2. And then I can take the hit from this one. Okay, well, it's unblockable. We're just going to use 1 Don here. And I think this one... It's not, yeah, you got nothing left here. It's on play, so they couldn't use that. So probably I miscalculated that. I thought they could do the 1 Don thing. That's on play, not activate. Gonna get through here. Gonna get through. And if we can find something good here, we can. We'll do one of these. Of course, we'll do one of these. Play this. Beef ourselves up. I mean, I probably should just be going in for a kill here, but... what are we on? 9, 10. 10. They've got no done up. We're just going to do 2 11s. No, we're going to do a 10 and a 12. And if this fails, yeah, we got it. All right. That was a close one. I feel like they fumbled on their last turn, but just having that extra 2,000 went a long way. So yeah, it's a shame we couldn't find it that earlier turn. We whiffed twice and still came through. Not sure of how well they played there. There were a couple of mistakes in that last turn, obviously, but we still managed to get through. And I think this is a good example of what you're likely to find at locals. So I'm going to say that this build is still a good build for locals. Let's find another game, a different leader that we're likely to find. All right, we have Buggy. We have Buggy here. Let's keep this because we've got the Sanji. We've got this one here, and this is the harder one to find if we're going for the PRB Ace combo here. We want to find this one first. This one is easy to find from our leader, but we got it anyway. We're going to start off with Sanji. And so, like I said in the last game, we start with Sanji. Next turn, we're gonna counter out of this one. So start with the Sanji. Another one? This is going to be a fun game. This is going to be a fun game. We'll grab Ace. We'll grab this. We want to save our Ace for later, in case we get a later. So what I like to do with the PRB builds is don't grab the aces at the start, save them in your deck for later, because we only have a certain amount of them. And once again, this is good. 2 lives. Hand, this is looking exactly like last game. We let them have that. Hopefully it's not an exact replica of last game, because if it is, I'm going to whiff 2 turns in a row. We don't want that. All right. Here it is. We have a pudding though. We do have a pudding. We find an ace, not the best ace, but it is an ace. So we're going to take that, and we can, I mean, technically I could swap it, but this is good enough. So let's just play this out. And, you know, they do have a blocker. They do have a blocker, which is a shame. So what we might do is, I mean, this is big enough anyway. They're either going to block or they're going to take. Don't need to add more Don onto this. What we're going to do though is place this ace down as well. Okay, they use the blocker. Setting up for next turn here. If we, and I might try for a 9. I might see how we go. Okay, 7 into 7. I'm gonna counter out of that one. And it is the one shame of using the Sanji in this build over something like a Hiyori, because if we Hiyori instead, we can guarantee that top life, but we definitely want the Hiyoris for later. So right now, for instance, I could use Hiyori, place this to the top. That would be pretty good. I'm actually thinking that could be the play. So if we do it with, I'm just thinking, which one should I go for here? Which one? I think I'll do this. I was just thinking we might be able to get away with a pudding, but let's just do this. Right, we do that. We can drop this ace. We did play one last turn, right? Yeah, we did play one last turn. We do the ace. We play this down. We got the face up, so we did get this one here. Boost up that. We can grab a 2. We might grab, this one's not going to have much utility, so we'll grab that one. Throw that around here, and do we want to play one out? No, we don't. Cool. What a turn so far. Let's do this. 7, 9. Some strong play here, and I mean, they're going to take one. Oh, they might be taking 2 here. And that is in pudding territory now. They are definitely in pudding territory now. Yeah, we're going to do this. We are going to do this. I told you this game would be fun. So, still tempted to gamble a little bit on this ace. That is if we don't find another one of these. I think we, oh, okay. I mean, yep, it was the biggest target there. Probably do an attack in. They don't have any blockers up. is the thing I would be worried about is if I was them. 6 into 6. I think what we do, I'm just looking at this, and this is a great combo. I think we should find though. So I'm just going to do this one. Going to have to do another one here. Will he put 2 on is the question. I'm just going to do another 2k. I feel like we're coming down to our last turn anyway. All right. And we will play pudding. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm probably going to regret this, but it's what it is, right? And okay, everything into that one character. I'm cool with this. I am cool with this. So 8 here. Let's see. Can we find an ace? We whiff. We whiff. And this is where that pudding ace would have been perfect. Now we have to gamble. We're going to gamble. We like to gamble. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We love it. All right, so we're on 9. If I do 4, we got 4 left, so we can do 2 9k attacks. They will want to defend this first one, so I'm just going to play this down. We'll drop 9 here. They'll take. And then we're going to do another 9 here and might get the game. If not, we're going to deplete their hand to the point where they will struggle using their leader effect. Okay, 3 2Ks. Not bad. Not bad. And we've got 3 attackers for next turn. And no, they're not getting through us now. They've got 4 attacks left. We got 4 lives up. This should be a win at this point. This is a win at this point. I don't think this deck runs any rush. I mean, I could count out. Oh, wait. Did I miscalculate that? They could have actually taken us. I did miscalculate that. They could have taken us. Now they can't take us. Now we win. Not sure why they didn't distribute evenly there. I think they were looking to play another buggy. But I don't know why they didn't take the safer option. Because if they had have just piled everything onto these two, they could have taken the game at that point. So, bit of a misplay by me, but still got the win. Like misplay because I probably should have kept this one in hand and had the the ability to counter out of a 7k attack. Because if they did, attack with this 7 and then, I mean, why didn't they just split this? I don't know why they didn't split that. This is a, yeah, they need the 2, 7, 7. So, sorry, we would have been able to counter out of a 9k if I had kept it. And then they would have been left with 2 Don. I mean, if I was them, I would have done 10, 10 and 12. But we would have been able to counter out of the second one if I had kept this. That was the misplay. Hope that made sense. Anyway, once again, I made a mistake. They made a mistake. I ended up winning because their mistake was bigger. I'm going to find one more game because we haven't shown the Oden side of this deck yet. Let's find another game and let's play the Oden this time, okay? All right, we have Sanji. Let's make this our last. We get to choose, so we're going to take second. Now, we're going to mulligan this. We do want to find an Oden. We got an Oden. This is going to be the game where we showcase how Oden can be played in this deck. This is why I'm calling this deck the Swiss Army knife of decks, because we have everything we need right here. Let's go. That was quite the draw. So they're just doing their Sanji thing here. We are going to ditch this card. We don't need it. And I'm going to do the Sanji thing. Our Sanji thing. Going to find a 5 cost that we want. We've got one of these. We want some counter in hand, so let's get some of that. And check their response here. 4 life leader might not take. They did, which means they're taking a second one. They should be taking this one. Okay, counter out. That's fine. 2 cards is okay with me. That was our optimal scenario right there. So, ditching from hand to protect life could be a playing against pudding kind of deal. Okay. We let this one go. We Charlie next turn. We can counter out. We just take this one though. There's our pudding. So if we don't like what's going on, we can do the pudding at any time. We're gonna throw this one to the top. It's our only option. Do this. And one more so we can do the Charlie. I could attack this now. I honestly don't feel like this card is a threat. What do you think? Is this card a threat to you guys? I feel like just going into this deck, the longer that this game plays out, the stronger this card gets. So let's just not play into their game. Nothing to get here. We'll take the 2k and place the other 2 ace on top here. So see what happens. They're definitely in pudding range. Got to Oden next turn. Might pudding the turn after. See how it plays out. Because honestly, if we establish Oden then pudding, there's not much stopping us from taking the win turn 5, turn 6. Depending what they establish here. I think by turn 7 this game should be done. So nice, quick one here. Still 8 in hand. Best thing they could do now is a Reiju. I think it's a while since I've seen this deck. Okay, doing a search. Might be looking for another Sanji. A 5 into us. So keeping the pudding, drop this one. We're really low on counter. Another Sanji. Okay. So this now isn't ideal for a pudding drop. And we're going to take a 2k here. So now we probably don't need the pudding at all. We're going to hold on to Otama because we are going to do some serious business with this Oden. Bumping back the Charlie is okay. And they got the Sora so they can do another search if they want. What they don't have is any blockers, and Reiju, I'm quite sure it's a 4 cost, might be a 5 cost. But that Reiju is what they want because it's a blocker and it can apply pressure when they need it to. So unfortunate to them that they haven't found it yet. So on 6, I feel I can safely discard this pudding now. And I think we're going to block this one and we'll take the next one. Maybe the one after. 7. Okay. We'll take this one as well. They've got 2 left. What do they play? A Sora and leave one up. I mean, I can counter out of it. So let's start our search here. We find something. We're going to grab the counter at this stage. We're not playing the PRB line this game. So we play this down. We could have done a heal if we wanted, but we've got enough life that we don't need to worry. Beef up this. Yeah, this is massive. This is massive right now. So we do a 9 into them. This is the one that they need to counter. It's pretty hefty. Pretty hefty. 11, I reckon I can get away with. If I just return this, I'm just thinking if we take out these 2, we're still surviving. Should get the last life here on turn 5. So they need to establish a Reiju. Which I think it's 4. Is there one in here? I mean, they're playing out Magellan, so I'm wondering if they've got room for Reiju, but I think Reiju's the best card in this deck. I so rate Reiju over Sanji. Reiju would already be here, and we're on turn 6 now, right? Trying to clear the Oden. We're going to discard 2 cards. These 2 have no counter. Now they won't be able to actually take it out. So they could throw 2 attacks into it. So we just need to leave 2 up to defend it. If I defend one of these, I'm safe. So this is pretty easy for us right now. We defend this, we have enough now, so we just take the rest here. And I might just counter out of 1 because we can. And if they throw everything into our Oden, which they didn't. All right. So I don't even need to throw Don onto this right now. We sacrifice our last life here. Throw everything on here. They've got nothing but this up. So I think if we do everything on here, we have 216k attacks at face that they need to defend both. and then a 5k to finish it off, but I don't think we're going to get there. I mean, not bad. They did pretty good, but I mean, finishing this video off very strong with this Oden. Look at that. Look how strong Oden is. Anyway, this is the deck you want to bring to your locals. I thought this would be a great video. You know what? It is a strong deck overall. There are some limiting factors in that you have two very different lines that you're playing. You can't play them both. And if you choose one or the other, you're going to have bricks in hand, so you need to have the ways to get those bricks out. Our deck is full of ways to get rid of bricks, which is very fortunate. You saw, if you paid attention throughout the video, maybe rewatch it, you'll see how I'm discarding the bricks along the way. Like in this one, protecting Oden, drop 2. Really, really straightforward. Other ones using Satori to play it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is the PRB build for locals, and let me know if this is something that you would consider bringing into a competition, because it's got potential, right? Until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.